Welcome to the March 2nd edition of Monday Motivation, PowerPoints for Successful Christian Living. Last week I was down at the Eaton Centre. That's a big, huge mall in downtown Toronto. I don't get down there often. And I had finished one appointment and had an hour to kill, so I was waiting for my second appointment. Spent a few minutes doing some emails, got caught up on my email, returned a few phone calls, and thought, okay, I've got an hour to kill now before my next appointment. I'll go shopping. And then I started to think, okay, there's lots of things I need. I need a new suit. I need clothes. I need running boards for my truck. I need a hot tub. And don't get me started on electronics. I need a new phone, new stereo for the house here, a home theater system. There's lots of things. And started to think about all this stuff that I could get, that I thought I needed. And then I got to thinking, what do I really need? I had breakfast. I've never missed a meal in the last year. We've got a fridge full of food. I've got more than enough clothes. I don't need more clothes. I want more, but I don't need more. We've got a house. Our bills are paid. We've never missed a mortgage payment, ever, even when times were tough. What do I really need? All my needs have been met. There is nothing I really need. All the stuff that was on my mind, the suit, the clothes, the stuff for the car, the stuff for the house, those are all things that we want. And we often confuse needs and wants, and we start striving for all this stuff, but it's not really stuff we need. And upon realizing I have everything that I need, a calm peace, a sense of contentment came over me, and I just let go of all that stuff that I was thinking about, that I was striving, that need this. And just I let that peace come over me. So instead of shopping, I went and sat by the fountain for 10 minutes. I just prayed, thanking the Lord for everything that we have, for all of our needs being met. And then I just went for a walk for the next 45 minutes around the mall, looking at all the stuff, looking at all the advertising, going, I don't need that. I don't need that. I want that, but I don't need that. And I didn't buy a thing. Hebrews 13:5 says, keep your lives free from the love of money and be content with what you have. Because God has said, never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. As we put God first, He's promised that He will provide our needs. We don't need to strive for all this stuff. So how do we get to a state of being content? Well, first of all, put God first and recognize that we don't have to strive for all this stuff that we're told that we need. You don't need it. God's promised He will never leave us. Second step, be grateful for what you have. When we're grateful, we realize that we are so privileged and so lucky, especially in this country. How many of us have missed a meal in the last year? Very few. Because all of our needs are met. We have everything. We are blessed people. So be grateful. Show gratitude, not just on Thanksgiving Day, but year-round. Start to distinguish what are needs from wants. There are certain things we need. We need a certain amount of food. We need shelter. We need clothes. But start to distinguish what are needs from wants. Quite often we confuse them, and then we start striving again, thinking, I need this, I need this. We don't. Once you've distinguished your needs from your wants, make sure your needs are looked after first, within the budget that you have to work with. Then anything else after that is a want. So ask yourself, do I have the money? What am I really going to do with it after I've got it? What's the purpose of buying it? Maybe wait a week, see if it's still important, or if it's a large purchase, wait a month or two, and see if it's still important after a period of time, a cooling off period. Dave Ramsey has a quote that I quite like. We buy things we don't need, with money we don't have, to impress people we don't even like. Dave Ramsey. We buy things we don't need, with money we don't have, to impress people we don't like. So often we just buy, because that's the conditioning in our culture. That's all the advertising we're constantly bombarded with. But we need to discern, we need to recognize what are needs, what are wants. And I'm sure you'll find that your needs are fulfilled. Now, I've given some examples here. It talks about our financial situation. In our culture, that's a big thing. leading to contentment or a lack of contentment and striving. But it equally applies to relationships, our job, and other situations we face. Something to think about, though, being content is not to be confused with being lazy. Contentment is a state of mind, whereas laziness is a lack of action. One's up here. Contentment is an emotion, a state of mind. Laziness, though, is you're not doing what needs to be done. Lack of action. We still have to work. We have to fulfill our responsibilities to our employer, to our family, to society, to fulfill our responsibilities to God. And the drive to accomplish tasks and goals is a good thing. Our drive to accomplish something and our sense of contentment have to coexist, and they have to be in balance. If it gets out of balance and I'm driving myself too hard, then I eventually burn out. The balance is off and I'll burn out. Other times, if I'm too content with my circumstances and I'm not getting things done that need to be done, then laziness is starting to take over. Again, it's out of balance. Both can coexist together, but it's finding that state of balance between the two that is so important. My motivation to you this week: take 5 minutes a day to express gratitude to the Lord for His promises and for His provision, for the fact that our needs are met. Then, if you still struggle with contentment, ask Him to help you to be content. Gratitude, contentment, peace, satisfaction. We don't need to strive. We do need to work, but we don't need to strive. God's promised He will provide our needs. Have a great week. Be content. Be satisfied. Be sure to check out our website at www.monday-motivation.ca. Lots of good content there. A link to our Facebook page, a link to our YouTube channel, a feedback form. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Have a great week. Be sure to express gratitude and contentment with what the Lord has given to you. And we will see you next week on Monday Motivation.